This is the season finale for season 4. And while this entire season was really about the middle, my middle, transitioning not only in business, but into a new chapter of life, I shared some of my wins, some of my losses, and some of my challenges, to be honest with you. I also invited on guests to do much of the same, share their middle and how they made it through. Some still in progress, some on the other side. So this episode is a compilation of not only the best performing episodes, but also some of the bloopers and outtakes that we have throughout the season. So go ahead, push play, and I'll catch you on the inside.
That's a loaded term. So I would say for me, success looks like having the ability to have options and flexibility, having, choice.
Yeah.
That's success.
Yeah.
Because not everybody has that. And what I mean by that, let me just give a little bit more context. At one point in my career, like my income had nearly tripled. And I was like, making really good money by myself. And I wasn't even really working full time. It's the way that I structured things that allowed me to have that flexibility. And when I decided to pivot and scale and become a more traditional government contracting firm, my revenue decreased significantly. My funding decreased significantly because I was burning higher than was coming in.
Yep.
I was working around the clock, like not getting a lot of sleep, being sick, working while I'm sick.
Yeah.
And I just felt this stress and pressure of I didn't even have the option to take the time off, or I didn't have the choice to be able to go and I have to fly. I have a 10-hour flight, but I, sitting in economy, and it's like, some people are like, oh, those are first world problems. And it's like, yes. And options, comfort, to me, that's success. Having the capacity to have those things and be able to make decisions that are going to enable for me, because my big push is I love creating systems and opportunities for people who don't have.
Yeah.
And if I can do that in a way that doesn't degrade who I am and just, as a person that lives with chronic conditions, like my health, because that's a big part of it too. And we didn't even talk about that portion of it, right?
Yeah.
It's draining, and it's a lot of positivity, like being kind to myself. It took me a while to learn how to be nicer to myself in my head. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like when I'm doing certain things, or if I make a mistake, or if somebody does, you get 50 million microaggressions, regardless of the ethnicity of where they're coming from.
Yeah.
And, but just absorbing all of that and then still trying to push forward when things don't work out and don't go the way that they're needed to go. You need them to go in order to move to the next phase. And so, I would say having options, having that comfort, that flexibility to make those decisions so that I have the energy and the capacity to give that impact and help put those systems in place, because we can't depend on our government to do that. So, the government never was supposed to be an end all is all when it comes to, social equity and all the things. They're supposed to be a facilitator of it, but it's up to us too to do our part. And so for me to do my part, I need to have a full cup. I can't just be on empty all the time.
Depleted, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, I know I asked you, success is options. Did your definition of success change? Has it ever changed?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because coming out of the military, success was being an executive at a company.
Yeah.
Making 6 figures.
Yeah.
That could have been right at 6 figures, like 100,000. That's good money. That's doing good. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And then as a contractor, and I became an executive, it was success was this next tier of income and having a house and having all the things, right? Being able to do the nice stuff.
Yeah.
I love my little bougie things. I'm not,
Me too.
Comfort is a thing for me. I really enjoy being comfortable when I can be. I'm okay operating outside the comfort, but I don't want to do it all the time. No, all the time.
Yeah, it ain't perpetual. Nah.
No. So, that was aspiring to have the things. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, the things really aren't that important. And then it's like, okay, family connectedness. Then that started becoming success. And, you know, I love that my kids are so comfortable coming to me, showing me stuff that should not see the light of day in public or telling me about, you know, things that what some people think kids wouldn't tell parents. I appreciate that. That success is like, you know, having that connectedness and with the family, being married 26 years.
Wow,
still,
congratulations.
And still loving and liking my husband, you know, that is success. So yeah, my definitions have definitely shifted, which is why I said it was a loaded question over the years.
A lot of times entrepreneurs, especially when we're just focused on, you know, making sure the business has revenue coming in, we miss some of the holes in that, which is you don't have the right CRM, or you don't have an email system set up, or you don't even know how to do it, or, you know, you don't have, I don't want to say a funnel. I mean, I'm not saying we all know about funnels, that's taking it for granted, but, you know, with a funnel, that's how you attract and bring in leads, and then hopefully at some point convert some of those leads into customers or clients, paying customers or clients. And so like, I get to help other small businesses, other mid-sized businesses be able to have that structure, that back-end structure in place. And that's exciting. The other thing I'm looking forward to in this whole entrepreneurship and this next wave of working with small businesses is just continuing to build out community and having conversations in the DM and understanding pain points, so that as the offerings come about in the small business space here at Capital Consulting Group, I'm able to like lean in and listen and scale that side. So that's the part I'm excited for. I think when we go down the path of entrepreneurship with I'm not gonna say clear plan, because there's gonna be some fuzzy moments, y'all, for real, but with an idea of what we're looking for, it just makes it that much more fulfilling, at least for me, to be able to see the fruit of what was once just a dream or what was once just a vision. And so that's, as I unfold this, that's what I'm looking forward to. So for me, entrepreneurship is more than just the elements that go into being a business owner. It's also enjoying the journey and learning from the journey, because yeah, sometimes I'd be like, I'm done. And it's not even like I'm done, I don't want to do it anymore. It's more, I'm done with this particular insert whatever that is. I'm not gonna call out what that is right now, but insert whatever that is. And I'm ready to move on to the next thing. And that's where I'm at right now. And I'm excited for that. So I'm going to continue this entrepreneur journey, and I'm going to continue to bring you along with me as this unfolds.
Kind of where I see my head right now, I see it as somewhat of an activation in and of itself, like where my company comes in and we actually do interviews like this at an event. So you know how like when you go to conferences or events, they have like the surveys, like the feedback surveys, how do we do and things like that, or what would you like differently? Like I would be the one that's doing that real time and getting it. And then we use it as, they can use it as, you know, event collateral for next promotions or host event for promoting. And then same way I could use it and leverage it as part of my portfolio and potentially here on the podcast as well. So in my head, it's almost like another avenue, if you will, because I do enjoy talking to people. It's fun for me. It's fun to get to know someone else and what their interests are and what they don't like and what they like and what lights them up. And I don't know, for me, that's kind of fun to just to have that type of a conversation. So yeah, I kind of see it. I don't know exactly what that's called. It probably has a name out there. I just don't know. But in my head right now, that's kind of like the next something, or at least it's fun for me. It's exciting. So I don't know, maybe that'll be another contract. Who knows? But yeah, I would definitely do it again.
I like people lies. My wife always teases me about that. But, you know, for real, I combine my personality with teaching. Yeah. I did a lot of that in the military, a lot of training. Mm-hmm. I did it in my first positions in the government, a lot of training, a lot of core training. We're always training and teaching.
Yeah.
So that's all it is now to me. It's advocacy, support, empathy, education.
That's what it is. The underscore of everything that you, at least that I've seen, that you respond, post, interact with is led with empathy. That's what it is. That's actually exactly what it is.
Try. I mean, I feel like y'all will use you as an example. Mm-hmm. Y'all are here hustling. Yeah. I mean, and it's not hustling like, you know, like some shady stuff. No, you guys are working hard. Ladies and gentlemen, and I appreciate that. I respect that, because one day I want to be an entrepreneur. Yeah. I'm afraid to step out there like that. And so when I see y'all fearlessly out here doing what you do, mm-hmm. everybody has their own story and testimony. I just support it. Yeah. Because I'm like, look, I can learn something from you. Yeah. I can learn something from the next person. So I support everybody.
No, it shows. I mean, it shows. And I think a lot of times we talk about, relationship building and getting to know a person, but like, I mean, I don't know the relationships of all the folks that you know, but it don't matter, because when somebody says something or somebody posts something, you're right there. Like, I promise you, I be on LinkedIn, I be like, Reggie commented this, Reggie liked this, Reggie reacted this. I'm like, go ahead, Reggie, when do you sleep?
I don't have a life, so I think I can't remember when, but we really don't have cable anymore. I said, I'm not watching the news. I deleted so much stuff off my phone. I said, LinkedIn is home.
I know that's right.
I'm not focused on CNN, Fox, nothing, MSNBC, all of them gone.
Yeah.
I got to focus on my job and the people that I'm trying to take care of. And it just became like a snowball type of thing. It started off, and I had to learn my new role. So over the course of the last, almost 2 years, it's just been a growing thing. And, more and more connections, more and more people. And then I'm looking at people are like who you're connected to. And I'm like, okay, everyone has their own. I'm interested in people and they're interested in me for our own reasons.
Yeah.
And I know people that don't like another small business, and I'm like, but I'm cool with them.
Yeah.
I'm cool with you and I'm cool with them.
Yes.
So don't say nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all have your own whatever.
Yeah.
But I support everybody.
Yeah. And it shows. I think that is just, even outside of small business advocacy, just I'm going to say empathy, because that's really what you're leading with. But leading with empathy, building a version of a relationship, whether it's just on the platform of LinkedIn, whether it's offline, like when you're present, or when you're small things, the comments, like you got another purse? Like, it's like, like, and not like that. It wasn't like that, but
No, because listen, your purse game is strong. So there's a reason why my wife doesn't know about your purse game, because it's strong. And I was like, oh, I'm not ready for that yet.
Listen, I ain't trying to get you in trouble. No, I'm
not ready. When she told me what, you were like, yeah, it's this brand here. And I was like, let me go Google. Oh. Okay.
We'll get you there. Don't worry.
One of these days. So, yeah.
But it's all of that it's not, I'll be honest with you, there's maybe a handful of people I could think of that come the way that you come about when you're talking, interacting, commenting, whatevering.
Yeah.
Right. And it's difficult, I will say, as entrepreneur, as a small business owner, it's sometimes difficult to find people who are genuine with just supporting, whether it is in a, just cheering you on because you just posted the next bag, or cheering you on because, you just won a contract, or consoling because, things are difficult. It's the genuineness for me that I resonate with the most.
Yes.
And it's just not something that I see a lot, especially in social.
It's kind of funny to me. Every time someone gives me a compliment, I kind of have to laugh a little bit, because there was a short time ago, I was a CEO that didn't want to talk to small business ever. I only wanted to talk to small businesses when I wanted to. So, and I was not that receptive. Now, this is even with me doing outreach. On occasion, I would do outreach. But in my role as a CEO, I didn't want, I didn't need to have that relationship, because it was about business for me.
Okay.
I just need what I need to make this award. Who's the best? Okay. We don't even need to talk.
We're transactional.
Now, switch it over, my personality comes out. Okay, so now I need to listen. You got to practice listening skills. It's not about me talking. It's not about me being in front. It's all about you.
I recognize that not everybody wants to know, or not, I should say wants to know, not everybody is aware that they have a problem. I would say the way that sometimes problems in business creep up is frustrations, or if something's happening repeatedly that is frustrating, whether it's from the client or within your own team, or sometimes with yourself, that usually indicates that there's like a breakdown somewhere in the process of what you're working towards. And so I've created different frameworks to kind of help flesh out and assess where things are. And I mean, these are things from funnels to marketing to your content strategy to just how if you have a new idea, what that's going to look like, what are the steps that you need to go through to make that idea actually come to fruition. Because if one thing's for sure, I am not a operate in theory type of a person. I'm definitely you need to go ahead and get some experience. You need to get this under your belt. You need to get some wins and some losses to learn what works and what doesn't. And so I'm saying all that to say that frameworks are important. And there was a time for me coming just into this whole entrepreneurship journey. And I have always wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I will say that I have always wanted to own my own business. And that was just,
I knew that, right? And so for me, my path was to start in corporate, get the experience, learn what I liked and didn't like, and then implement what I liked in my business, and then iterate and do better on the things that, did well for the business. And so being able to be self-aware for me and knowing that there are systems and frameworks and processes that I need to follow in order to see those things out was helpful for me. And so some of them I turned into solutions, tools, packages, offerings for my clients and others who are in business and interested in that particular path. So to me, frameworks aren't just about the boring stuff. I mean, yes, for sure. I'll say, and this is where I was going initially, I used to feel like frameworks, for me, they've always been necessary, or systems, just that structure, standard operating procedures, business operations as a whole has been something that I've always liked. But I used to think of people would be like, oh, that's so boring. And the truth of the matter is, I guess, depending on who's talking about it, can maybe sometimes sound kind of dry, but you won't have a business if you don't have systems and frameworks and processes in place.
Timelines of late have been rather fluid, and not fluid as in not productive, but fluid as in needing to be flexible, needing to give myself grace. A lot of the times when I go through, even planning for the podcast, I go through and I try to think about, well, what is going to be the central theme for the podcast for that particular season? What type of guests do I want to have on? What kind of journeys are we going to unlock or uncover? What kind of stories are we going to tell? And even for my business, it's like, okay, what type of contracts are we looking to go after? Is it going to be more on the project management side of IT, or is it going to be more on the AI data analytics side of IT, or even in small business? Like, no, that's just the whole under construction right now. But timelines for me are a big thing. And right now they are so fluid that having to ebb and flow with the nuanced changes of things that are happening has been a different experience for me. One that, frankly, I can't say I'm used to it, but has required me to come outside of my comfort zone of so much structure. And right now, what I'm looking at doing for timelines is taking a little bit of a step back, and looking at the government contracting landscape right now. It is very tumultuous and uncertain, and being able to be okay with that, and knowing that what I had as a Q1 timeline or a Q2 timeline is no longer that. It's a little bit of a pause, and it's taking the pause to understand what's happening in the government space. Now, to me, it's not going to go away. I mean, frankly, government contracting is part of my lines of business as a company. It is something that we're good at and we are able to support. And more often than not, the types of contracts that we support are ones that are considered essential. And so what that means is, even when things happen, because the contract is considered essential, you're still working. So for me, I don't see it completely going away, but I do see it taking more of a background view, if you will. So it's not going to be, for me, so much at the forefront. It is still there. It is still something that I feel like I'm going to school again to relearn all the different nuances and language and regulations and things that used to be available that no longer are available, and opportunities that used to be there that completely fizzled out. And so redeveloping relationships, learning new people within the various agencies. But you may not hear me talk as much about government contracting as I've had in past seasons. And that is because it is now in the background, and my timeline in the foreground or in the forefront is on the small business side, and building out a community and developing the relationships and getting to know you all listeners, you all watchers and viewers here on YouTube, and understanding what you're looking for when it comes to growing and scaling, starting, or even shifting in your business. The timeline, and it's kind of like, how you put something out there, you have an offer and you're like, yep, this is it. Everybody's going to love it. You open your doors and it's like crickets. Like, I don't want to happen. I don't want that to happen. I want to actively build with you.
The whole point of my content studio is to be able to come in and just literally sit down, turn on the cameras, turn on lights, hit record. What I found, and the whole point was like no friction. The studio is here, the set's here. Like, I don't have to really move stuff. I do have the studio mobile. Like, I'm able to move the main C-stand that holds like the camera that I'm looking at now, and my laptop, and a whole bunch of other equipment that I'll get into in just a second. but I wanted to remove the friction of coming into, sitting down and just recording. Here's what I found so far as my mid-season update. I've done a couple I've done a couple like content studio diaries where I was doing my makeup, and lashes and me just were not friends. And so when I try to apply lashes, it's like always a process and we'd be fighting. And so while I do not have friction when it comes to the studio, because I could just push record, now my friction has been like putting on the makeup. Like day to day, I don't do like, this is considered a full face. So like the whole foundation and all that other stuff. I don't usually do that when I'm like on a daily. I'll throw on some concealer, my eyeshadow and some blush, and we roll out. Like that's my daily. I don't do the foundation and all the other stuff. And so it was taking me longer to do this full face because there's like for real studio lights, there's like for real HD cameras. Like this is not a fly by night situation. When I met with the team for She Built Success, that's J August Media, we were able to sit down and talk about, the needs of what we want to do to be able to make sure that when I'm recording in studio here at the house and J August Media, so Jay's recording for us, when we're out on other locations, like the consistency of what you get and what comes to the screen is the same, or at least as very close as possible. And so for me, the friction, initially the friction was like the equipment. I did not have the equipment, right? Then it ended up being the makeup because it's like, oh my God, why the hell does it take so long to put on a full face of makeup? Like for me, when I first was doing the full face, and okay, maybe I should also say the other part of the team we're doing batch recording is Karma's Creations, and that's Ariel. She comes in, and she's also been on the pod. She was on season 3 as a guest, but she comes in and she'll do my makeup, and then she'll do the guest makeup if they so wants to get their makeup done. And so for me, it's like, why the hell does it take me so long to do my makeup? So it takes me like, when I was first starting this whole full face process, it took me like an hour and some change to do it. The video's up on YouTube. You guys can go catch it. I'll link it in the description below. But it took me like an hour to do. And I'm like, oh my God, by the time you finish doing makeup, it's like, well, who the hell wants to record? I didn't, but I did it anyway. And so as I've gone through season 4 and just doing these solos and doing my makeup, I've gotten better. So I'm under an hour now. So it takes me about 40 minutes to do this kind of a full face. Lashes, we still fight, but we make it work. And then, so that's kind of the friction point, was the makeup part for me.
What are you finding in wanting to get back into the fitness training aspects of things between the 30, 40-ish range? Like, what are things looking like?
Yeah. So this is a great question because I listen and I see what's happening around my people.
Yeah.
And this is actually, this question, how I'm going to answer it is the reason why.
Okay.
Strength training, right? So now when we think about what it looked like in our 20s or even our 30s, I'm going to be 37 in January. I feel like a lot of it was aesthetics or just thinking about like, what does it look like just to look good? But now when you're in your 30s and 40s, now you're thinking longevity. Like the decision that you make for your body now is going to impact the type of life you live in your 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah.
So I talk a lot to clients on like shifting that perspective because we tend to think like in the moment.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say strength training is specifically for women. So we are, as early as our 30s, like once we hit 30, we are losing muscle mass 3 to 8% every decade, right? And that is not something that we can just you could be an exception when it happens, but we can combat it with strength training. Okay. So when we look at our parents, our grandparents, and the things that they are able to do and not able to do, like sitting down comfortably, like picking up a basket, like being able to run around, like we need strength training for functionality. We need to be able to do function. We need to be able to come up from the toilet seat.
Right.
So there are a lot of things that we should be thinking about with longevity. What we eat matters, how stressful we are.
Yeah.
Matters because studies show that the stress that we may be accustomed to in these younger years, they could play a part in things like dementia, right? And I don't think it gets talked about enough. While dementia could be caused, other things can lead up to it.
Right.
Being stressed for a long period of time, which is burnout, is we've learned to like normalize it or just be like, I'm just going to go on vacation. I'm just going to wait for my PTO, but it accumulates and the body keeps score and it keeps score for years. And when that adds up, we may end up in a place where we have to take time off and we can't even enjoy the fruits of our labor. Yeah. So when I think about as women, it's like, what does it look like to set more boundaries so there is less stress in our lives? What does it look like to move our bodies? And yes, strength training is top of the list. You can do 30 minutes 3 times a week,
Yeah.
but going on walks, right? We're now working from home.
Yeah.
And I think now being on the trainer side, I feel so compelled to be a part of this work again, because our bodies weren't designed to move, and we live in a world where it's of convenience.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Pandemic, now we have people working remotely. As entrepreneurs, we have the pleasure of working remotely. Right? Unless we have jobs that keep us out and moving, but majority we're sitting.
Right.
So I feel more compelled to be able to speak and scream this stuff from the mountaintop, because I want my people, we trying to live long.
Yes.
We trying to live long.
Yes.
And we're trying to be able to enjoy our lives,
Yeah.
like not just in the future, but like, what does it look like to enjoy it now?
Yes.
Right. So yeah, I just want to mention a few of those things. And then obviously nutrition, what we eat matters. I know that there's a lot of diets out there, and I'm not like a fan of one or the other. It's more of taking the time to listen to your body. If you have insurance that allows you to have a nutritionist, just learn what it looks like to take the very best care of ourselves. In the Black community, we've normalized things, right? We've normalized, like, I'm getting older, I'm supposed to feel this way. No, you're not. Right? Like, you shouldn't, it's not the norm to have knee pain.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be. Just because it happened in your family doesn't mean that has to be your story too.
Yes.
There's options for prevention. So I want to, y'all go on walks.
Yeah.
It's the simplest thing that you can do. It's free, 99. You can catch up you can go on, if you're someone who has a partner, you can catch up going on a walk with your partner. If you have kids, get them involved too. Your kids are also picking up on the habits that you have.
Very true.
So, and they're learning. And if you want them to also lead healthier lives, think about what you can do as well.
I'm going to say another Claudia, because it's gorgeous, because, why not? Two of us.
Claudias are wonderful.
Yes, exactly. What brings you here, Claudia?
I am the recipient of the Pioneer Award this year for the Rock Wings. I'm also the president of Latino Professionals in Aerospace. And we're dedicated to inspiring, mentoring, and developing the next generation of Latino aviators.
Yes, I love it. Listen, when I saw your name, then I saw your title, then I was like, listen, come on, Claudia, let's go. That is so beautiful. What are you most looking forward to here at the luncheons?
Oh, goodness.
She's
I'm so excited about meeting the other honorees as well and learning about the previous honorees. I think it is just so important that we highlight women of color, women of different ethnicities, and lift them up, because when women are lifted up, we lift up entire communities. We don't just lift other women up, we lift up our entire community.
Yes, absolutely, 100% agreed. And it's much needed.
Yes.
I mean, we have such a diverse group of women.
We do.
I've talked to a number of them so far, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. I didn't even know some fields didn't even existed in aviation.
And that's one of the things with Latino professionals in aerospace. And I said we were trying to encourage other aviators. And I always forget there are so many wonderful career fields in the aerospace industry, because in my head, I'm a pilot.
Yes.
I'm a pilot for...
I don't think I knew that part.
I'm sorry?
I did not know that. That's dope. That is so dope. Okay.
Thank you. I'm a captain on the Airbus 320 for United Airlines. I'm also something called a line check pilot, which is where it's a specialized captain, and I say that in a term that most people that maybe aren't in aviation understand. So I'm specially trained to fly with new hire first officers and upgrading captains.
Well, that's cool.
To make sure that they are following standard operating procedure, that they're following our flight operations manual, and that they can safely land, obviously, and manage the aircraft in all phases of flight and anything that may be thrown at them. So I have that responsibility. So in my head, when people tell me, I don't really want to be a pilot, I'm like, why? And then I realize it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
It is hard work. That might tell everyone, absolutely, if you work hard, you could do this. But some people just aren't inclined for it, and that's okay, because there's so many career fields, engineering, A&P, mechanics, that someone just told me that they are the and I can't remember her job title, but they source the material for the actual...
Yes, I spoke with her, and her name's escaping me right now. But yes, I spoke to her.
And I was like, I didn't even know this existed, because I'm in my own little bubble in what I do. But we have to be able to open up the entire field, all of aerospace, for everyone, for Latinos, for the Black community, the Asian community, because... it's something very interesting that I learned about a month ago, that Boeing, Airbus, Embraer, Bombardier, they're all talking about the need, not just for pilots, but for technicians, for engineers. We're talking by I think it was 2035, somewhere around 700,000 jobs worldwide between pilots and AMPs and engineers and all of those other careers.
Yes.
Like sourcing the materials,
Right.
etc. So,
Right.
you know, this is such a lucrative career.
Yes.
And when we start building that generational wealth within our communities, we lift up the entire community. We start building that generational wealth that's going to basically just
grow.
Absolutely.
Yep, 100. Well, Claudia, I appreciate you sitting down on the pink couch with me.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Like my other Claudia.
Yes, I know. I love it. Okay, so India, we are here at the Sky Queen Luncheon. There have been a number of ladies that I have spoken to who has such a diverse background. What brings you here?
Yeah, so I'm a jet broker. So
Well, okay, wait. You told me. Somebody told me about you.
she's up.
Okay, that's almost like. Come on, jet broker, let's go. What you got?
Yeah,
Go ahead,
so I'm on the acquisition side, so we buy and sell aircraft.
Wow. Okay, we just buy planes, nothing to it. What got you into being a jet broker?
I went to school for aviation and just through the industry, just trying to figure out my path. I was like, I love the sales.
Well, I was just about to say, you said planes and sales. Why not?
I love it.
Is there a commission?
Yes.
Still? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a little. She's like, yes. Did you hear that? There is a commission.
Yes.
What is there a popular type of a jet that you broker, or is it more private? Is it? I don't know. So I'm gonna have
Well, a lot of our clients, they more so want like Gulf streams because a lot of people, that's like what's, like on a Gulf stream. But the biggest thing about aircrafts and transactions, you have to use the aircraft for what their capabilities are.
Correct.
It's me and you just fly from Baltimore to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Why do we need an aircraft that big?
Right.
We're not using it to its capabilities.
Right.
So more so before we get to the acquisition side, it's like the education that comes in the game. Because you will do a disadvantage to the aircraft if you're not using it to the engine capabilities.
Agreed.
So some people come in, they want this, and they understand, like, you're about to hear a problem.
Yeah, that is so dope.
Thank you. What do you do?
All the things. I'm joking. So this is for part of Sky Queen Luncheon, but I also have my own podcast.
Okay.
So we're gonna bring this out as an episode. Thank you. I also have a nonprofit called Black Girls Fly. So that helps women and younger girls get into aviation.
I love that.
And then I also do contract work. So as a contractor, a little bit, a little bit.
Okay, congratulations.
Congratulations, man, broker and jets. I'm here for it, India. Yes.
Thank you.
All right, well, I hope you enjoy the Sky Queen Luncheon.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me on the couch. Any parting words?
To my entrepreneurs out there, you can do anything that you set your mind to, but you're going to have to be willing to really work and plan. Work and plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Life is not a 5-minute reel. It's not a 30-second clip. I understand that you all see these glamorous images on TikTok and Instagram, and you are capturing 30 seconds of somebody's life. You need to understand it's not all real. Every CEO is not operating off of the deck from their mega yacht. Everything is not champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Real entrepreneurs are willing to put in the work and the hours. But the thing is that if you are doing what you want to do, what's in your heart to do, it will not feel like work. That's the good news. If you're doing something that comes naturally and you are passionate about, it will come naturally to you and it will not feel like work. And you can work a full day and not even realize how many hours you spent on something passionately. But you cannot watch other people see their success and think that it's meant to be yours. And again, it is not a 30-second clip. I know everybody's just scrolling. It's not a 30-second clip. And if you think that, you're not going to win. You have to be willing to put down the phone, really dig in to yourself, your ambitions, what you're willing to do, how far you're willing to go, and you better be ready to fight. If the fight, because the fight will come, and if you're not ready for it, or you don't want to take it on, then you still need to go back to check yourself. It is a fight, but it's a fight you can win, and you will come out better, stronger, and ready for whatever comes next.
Okay, well, Nadine just closed this out, y'all. Mic drop. Okay, it's recording. Backup audio is recording. To another episode. Oh, yep. Look, I just noticed it too. As soon as well, it's not the thing on isn't on him. Oh, but never mind. And crappers, my pocket. Oh well, it was there. There it is.
So it wasn't a DM. It was a connection request. It wasn't DM.
Get a balloon. But this looks so awkward. Let me get a balloon. Oh, you got a purple pen?
Yeah, yours. You gave it to me.
I did?
Yeah.
I thought it was blue. Listen, ma'am, I have chills. Oops, sorry.
No,
We gotta do our smiles. Doing serious faces is difficult for me. I be feeling like I be mean mugging. We light the candles because Jesus is the light of the world. I thought you were gonna catch it. Okay, I'm for real. All right, deuces. Y'all gonna be like, this lady.